3, 2, 1, go. Hello, everybody. What's up?
That's fine.
I hope that you're everybody have a nice evening. So yeah, today is a very special day because I have really interesting guest. His name is Sandis Bārdiņš, and he's a trombone player at Latvian National Opera Orchestra. He is doctor of pedagogy, theater teacher, and great improviser. So, working hard on the topic of improvisation, he took part and organized by himself several projects and became a co-author of books about improvisation. Researching and developing improvisation as a method for education is one of the features of the creative work of Sandis Bārdiņš. His new book will speak about coherent involving of all human beings features in education to get out much better results. So this is the book which he has in his mind. But I'm also very lucky to have his book, which he already posted with his team. He doesn't do it by himself. So, but still, I think this is a really big achievement. So, the name of this book is Improvise to Learn to Improvise, and this is for my opinion, is a really good book for people who want to start to improvise and just to go straight to the subject. So, yeah. And now I want to and as well we had this book. I leave the link in the description, so you can download this book. So you can go down to the description or on YouTube, and you can found and download the PDF. Sorry, Sandis. So I'm really welcome you today.
So I listen. I see you miss information about this book. This is the first one, very first.
Okay, sorry. This is the first one.
About improvisation. It was our first project.
So can you please a bit right, because you're not in the yes, on the left, more, no, right, no, another to the window. No.
Okay, so, I think you will put this book in description as well.
Okay, so but this is only on in PDF, but this is not on the website, or it is.
It is on PDF just at the moment.
Okay, so that's why I just I cannot. So okay, we will put a link in the Google Drive, where I will just share this book, so you can go to my Google Drive and download it. So after the podcast, I will do it. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So our topic today. So we continue topic which I already discussed with my guests on the last week. So about improvisation. So we already started about the topic. So how you went to improvise. So how people come to improvisation. So how they start to improvise. What difficulties they have. But with your book, which I had, this one. So I think this is a really good training, and this is a really good beginning for the people. So I already have a lot of questions about this book. So should we start directly with the questions, or how you want?
We can start with questions. We can start with my. If you want to know how I started to improvise.
Yes, it will be nice.
Yeah, actually I don't remember, but probably it was the first serious attempt to improvise was at young compositions, young composers camp, where I took part as a trombone player, but it was very creative event. So I was happy about that I were there. It's a new music incubator. It is the name of this camp, and it happens all around Europe every year. So next step was I went through Erasmus to workshop, 1 week workshop with Markus Stockhausen, Karl-Heinz Stockhausen's son, who is a trombone player, great improviser, great jazz musician. So, and then he led a workshop when die Seele singt, when the soul sings, and it was about intuitive singing, and so it was good, very good experience about meditation, how people express themselves by their voices, and it was very good practice for 1 week. So I think it was good experience for me and good steps on the path of improvisation.
Okay.
And in this workshop, I met some Polish woman who, after the workshop, some week or some days, she asked me, could we make some new project? So we decided to make new projects. This book I showed you, this first one, that was the first serious project, 2 years project, where we tried to explore what does it mean improvisation, how people understand improvisation, what can we do in music education, but how can we use improvisation in music education? Because in that time, it was some 7 years ago, it was like just in the beginning of the topic that improvisation should be developed and should be used in music education and should be used in education at all. So no, I searched in Google yesterday. So many things there are already on the field. But at that time, I couldn't find very much information about improvisation. So it was the first.
Yeah, it's really interesting how the topic of the improvisation was not explored, like, for you. When you think about this topic, it seems like it should be a lot of literature, a lot of the people who does this. But by myself, I remember when I started to do free improvisation, like I think it was 2013. Yes, and there was not so much literature about this. So
exactly, we wrote this first book is a result of 2013.
Yes, so of course maybe so in Europe, like so in Switzerland, or in Germany, there were already the master classes, or of course in America, but it was the topic of the improvisation, and especially of free improvisation, like it's not so sexy topic like so classic improvisation or jazz improvisation. So that's why people don't talk a lot about this. So, and that's why, yeah, for me was like really difficult, and I just didn't understand why I can not find literature about this as well. So yeah, so I really glad so that in our life there happens some stuff when we met people with which we could really try some stuff, and because it's like a really big luck, I think, to meet some people which can be a big influence in the direction which you want to research. So yeah.
Yeah, it's always luck to find some people who think the same like you.
Yeah. So we met with Sandis as well on the topic of improvisation. So when we made a project in Riga in Ilgutsims center, so where we
That was the first time. I remembered in Tallinn that we met us in Tallinn.
no, in Thailand
that
we
was
were
the
already friends. That's why you write me an email. Hey man, will be a masterclass of improvisation. Do you want to participate? Yeah,
Ah,
and I was like, yeah, of course. So, and I remember how you say me, yeah, there will be some students and stuff, and when I come there, they were only professors, and I think you were not on the first meeting, or you were on the first meeting, because I remember how I was like just the only one student there, like just
I was late, like always.
yeah. No, not always.
Some-
So, but
some
it
minutes.
was really fun because it was the first time when I met like the big people of free improvisation. For example, there I met my professor, Christoph Baumann, which I think is like the incredible man in the way of how he teach, how he play, and just like yeah, and he opened for me like a very big world. So yeah, but we met with Sandis when we made the project when you should to improvise to the pictures.
Yeah,
So,
you the project
yeah.
of pictures. What was this for pictures?
So
Some-
this was like textile
Textile.
textile pictures, which were made by some students from Ilgutsims or people
Yeah,
who
no, from
place
Latvia.
their the work on exhibition. So and we took some with my ensemble. We took some pictures and we start to find the way how we can represent this with the musical way, so with the free improvisation. So yeah, but at the moment,
I saw some rehearsals. I took part. I
yes,
remember played even in some places, but it was very seriously. Ivan was the leader of the group of this ensemble, and he took this very seriously. And there was techniques and advices how to do it, and I wondered, oh, yeah, it's a good approach, professional approach to improvisation.
thank you very much for these warm words. Yeah, I think we were already after our improvisation course, which we did in the St. Petersburg School of Improvisation. I will call it like this because that's why that's the main topic in this school. So we basically study free improvisation in some different aspects for a year, and this is like was really something very new for me, because the free improvisation, this is not the stuff which you can study in the conservatory or something like this. So now it's more popular. Now I think each university have like some faculty of improvisation or stuff, but in that time it was like no.
Yeah, now it goes viral.
What?
Viral.
Viral,
Now it
yes.
goes
Yeah,
viral. Everybody has to do some free improvisation.
Yeah, and everybody think that each conservatory and each professor thought that he did this in the best right way possible. Sometimes no, this is just.
But
Yeah.
improvisation, it's very important thing. And then what I research and what I want to wrote in my next book and what I wrote in previous books, that improvisation, that is a tool. Improvisation can be used like a tool to develop our brains, or on our brain right hemisphere in our school education is not very well improved, so because in school we will use mostly our left brain part, but the right brain part, which corresponds for creativity, for intuition, for imagination. That is like always cutting music, always cutting art, less. But it is very important to keep both, so both parts of our head in tonus, in tune, and they both should be developed and improved. And improvisation is one. So what I can say now, it is one of the most powerful tools to improve our creativity or imagination or right brain hemisphere. So
Yes. So I think it's yeah, absolutely. So, and the lack of that doesn't mean that you should teach you be more free. But for example, the free improvisation when you're starting to do this, but the way of finding a new material and you improvise, it's like I'm going really specific right now. I'm really sorry about that. So, for example, when you're doing free improvisation, it's like you are studying a new type of method with working with the material. So, and you started to working with tools which you can use in improvisation, and it's teach you to think a bit differently, and it's for me it's have a really big influence on every part of your professional life, not only if you're a musician, but in any type of art, like the tool or the instrument, I mean, to be like of finding some way to describe yourself or to describe some topic or to realize something by just free by the free search. What the fuck? It will be nicer if you will have like completely like the faculty, like just free improvisation in some universities. So yeah, I want to go to your book. What can I?
Okay. But I have to admit that improvisation, we speak until now about music improvisation, but improvisation it represents in every sphere of our lives. Of course, in art, in theater, in painting, in cooking, or conversation is improvisation as well. Every conversation is improvisation. So it's our talent to use our creative abilities to improvise, to get out from every situation with the most best results. So improvisation, it's not only music. It's on that I get acquainted with this when I organized the improvisation school, where came no musicians. There came people, nobody of them was musician. So it was a challenge for me what to do with them, because they don't play instruments, they don't know notes, they don't read scores. But there are many aspects of improvisation we can train, we can use, we should train and use in our lives.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we can talk about I just completely forgot to ask you. When you started to talking about this like right brain part, so you think so it's not that the system of education more focused on the getting people information. So, and improvisation can teach, not only in music, can teach us to find some non-standard solution to each aim or to each Oh my God, my English, come on.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
That's right. Because education, it's already for 100 and 150 years. The education is like for developing good factory workers or good accountants. They can count, or they can put on the paper proper account of goods they manufactured. But so for this business purposes, they don't needed creative persons, people who are smart and clever. But the life changes, and now it is a problem. And now the top business leaders, they are interested in creative persons. They're looking for creative persons, and it's a problem because the school education system for 150 years, they didn't develop creativity in students, in pupils. And so when we speak,
so I understand it, and it's really hard when you when you try to start to change the system, because it's something like some stuff which sits really deep, like inside the education system, and you can just get rid of it in 1 second. So that's why we have these master classes. And my question to you, how you think? So do we doing good job by doing master classes, by doing projects? Do we go in good job to the longer process of changing the system by doing the master classes of improvisation, by doing some creative project? Is there a really influence on the system of education or not? How you think?
You can look back when you started you said at the beginning there was no materials, nothing to read. You are very happy when you met some people who improvise as well, who are interested in free improvisation. Now it's already much more spread. With every masterclass, it spreads much more. Of course, the question is about our consciousness. How do we? What is our attitude? For what purpose do we do that? And for me, the purpose is to boost the education. So I see improvisation like a tool. What is in this book you showed on the screen? There are some tools how to lead the improvisation classes, how to organize classes in every school, because it's a problem. What we found in our first project, that is a challenge for teachers, because there are no teachers who are just very few teachers who can lead improvisation masterclasses. But actually, it's not so difficult. Improvisation, it's just about doing, trying and doing again, and doing and trying and better. And there is much more freedom to do wrong things. You shouldn't be perfect.
The first thing on which you should focus if you want to study, if you want to teach improvisation, free improvisation, like when you want to lead an improvisational class. So on which part of method of didactic you should focus in the first place?
So I don't remember what is in the book, but
it's your book, man.
I just wrote and forget. But,
I think
one of the most important things when we do improvisation classes is about joy of doing, joy of being together, joy of communication. You communicate through music, through movement, with the people who participate in your group. So it's very important to be free to express yourself. So self-expression, freedom, good atmosphere, and joy of doing. It's not like you are obliged to do, but you are willing to do because it's your inner impulse. You are ready to express your inner impulse. I think it's.
What you can you say something about the result when you starting to do? So when you start a lesson, and you have some goals and results which you want to achieve in this, for example, in 90 minutes or 120 minutes, like in 2 hours. So,
like a teacher?
Yes.
Actually, I'm not sure there can be results in 20 minutes.
No,
significant, but
I mean 120. I mean 2 hours. Sorry.
Okay, in 2 hours, of course, yeah, I had my how to say schedule what to do these 2 hours or 3 hours if we have. It's relaxation, it's a movement. So your body, you relax your body, you relax your mind. Then you improve your speed of thinking, speed of doing. Then you challenge yourself by something. And then you do things that you never would do in some other obstacles and other situations. So it's always like broadening your limits. Improvisation is actually broadening your limits, and so you can get yourself better through all these actions, through all these exercises, because of course every person has his own talents. One is more talented of speaking, other one is more talented of making mimics, third one is more talented. But when you are in a group and you do all the exercises, so everybody has a challenge to things who he would never done just so. So it's good training, it's a challenge, and I know people who came to, we had some cycle of 10 or 12 events, and after graduating, some of the people said, yeah, it was a big step in my life. It was very hard, but it was a great experience, and so because it's new experience, it's new, something new. People tried. I self tried the new thing. I start to draw with pencil, with colors, because I didn't do that before. I led the master classes. I did it together with students, and it was funny. I was satisfied with me.
Yeah, it's when you're doing these courses, it's a lot of stuff which you do in first time in your life.
Yeah, and that's the point, actually.
Yeah, I'm completely agree with you, because for me, one of the big point of doing stuff like this when you're a student, it's like to feel yourself uncomfortable, but in the good way. So just to place yourself in the circumstances in which you never were before, and to trying to deal with it. So, and that's how you get experience which you cannot give in like by theoretic work. So because it's like it's about your intuitive part. So and that's why it's really nice to stuff to work with. So yeah, I also think, and so you say that, so this book, for example, and this project was organized with Erasmus Plus. So you and your team, you found the budget, you found the colleagues in 3 or 2 different countries.
In 3 countries.
In 3 countries was Latvia.
So Latvia, Finland, and France.
Mm-hmm.
France. And in the first project there were Latvia, Poland,
Mm-hmm.
and Hungary.
Mm.
So
The first in 2007?
13. Yeah.
13, sorry. Mm-hmm.
2011, 13, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2 years projects.
So and so how to meet the people which also doing the stuff but in a different way for the first time? Do you feel that, oh, I really dislike this method, I wouldn't do so, I think this is just stupid, I just don't. So not specifically in this project, I mean. So sometimes so some methodic which you don't like in the first place, but when you try it, you change your mind. Something like this. What? I will. Sorry. This is my habit to ask the longest questions and just completely forget the beginning of the question. Sorry. This is my thing. I doing this every podcast. I starting to ask something like on the first minute and finish at the second, like on the 10th minute. I mean, so do you had experience when you first try some tools, and when you just hear it and hear the description for the first time, you think, man, this is just really stupid. But when you actually try it, you're completely change your mind. Because with me it happens a lot. Because I'm really skeptic about
exercise,
yeah. So for example, this is just stupid. I will don't do this. And then it was really funny, and we find connection much better right now. So but you can lay down on the floor and do stuff like this, and you think that this is just awkward, don't do this, and then when you actually tried it, you find this really useful. So does it happen? Did it happen in your practice? That was the question.
Yeah, of course, but I think it depends from the personality of the leader, of the teacher, how it does it, how he leads this exercise, what is the purpose. And it's just, I have seen that it's just like you said, lying on the floor and making about the sense. Of course, for some people probably there is some sense, because always and there are some exercises I use to my classes as well, but just in limited amount to let people go through some experiences to get through to experience what to experience how weird I can do, or how false I can be, or to check not mine but the person's boundaries in all the aspects. So every exercise is useful for that I can go much further than I would do it usually by myself. So I can check what happens when I do things that I never would do.
Yes. I remember I remember one. It was on the master classes where we were together in Tallinn. The one woman, she did really specific vocal extended techniques, and by specific I mean she pretend that she will throw up, because she just used the vocals and sounds like bleh. So yeah, so she did completely like crazy stuff, like really, and I, for the moment, I didn't realize how you can use stuff like this. where in the world we can go to the concert and wait in in the 30 minutes in of the improvisation of the free set, like now this is a perfect moment, like yeah, but okay.
No,
But,
it's about it's question about the art and arts sense, not sense, but purpose. Again, art's purpose.
Yeah. So So
is it art or not?
Let's not start this conversation about whether this is art or not, please. This is like the very, very controversial tema, because this is like all shitty professors like to do so. What is the music? What is the sound? What's the definition of art? And you just, oh man, stop! No, we don't have enough time for this. Okay, we have actually one question, but before I ask this question, so I won't go again to the tools. So in this book, so there are already a set of tools which you can use with your students from very beginning. So, and to work with material, to hear each other better, to organize the structure, so you can dig it out. It's really, really interesting. But the thing which I want to ask you about, I just finished the big project, the Improvisational Orchestra. I maybe told you about this. So the idea was like, maybe you know the like to make a improvisation ensemble, free improvisation ensemble or orchestra without the director, without the conductor, sorry. So, and that's why for me always were the biggest aspect of improvisation in a group. It's like order in the way how you organize stuff. What do you think about the topic of order and discipline in the free improvisation?
So, when honestly, I didn't took part a lot of such events. It's not my problem.
Okay.
Until now, I didn't experience any problems in that field. Actually, I experienced it, yeah, because one France cello player said, the people never will do what you expect from them. When you are in improvisation group, you think they should do that, but they definitely will do not that what you expect from them. And probably it's a challenge on okay, so you organize an improvisation orchestra, it's your challenge how to manage that people are doing together one big idea or one big art performance, because you are on the stage. What I'm doing in improvisation, I'm doing exercises, I'm doing education more. So my experience is more like on educational sphere.
Okay, I see. But
yeah, I can't give you any advice.
Oh that. Shit, man. So I have thank you very much for your comment. And I have I have technical difficulties again because we lose your picture. Mamma mia. So what should I do right now? So yeah, go download the book of the Sandis Improvise to Learn and Learn to Improvise down in this description. We will also, this is his second book, so his and his team. And we also will add the link to the Google Drive down below on the video with his first book. So where all the stuff started.
And you can start to wait for my third book.
Yes, and we all can start.
I have already 3 pages on my computer.
Yes, so and that's what I want to ask you about. So just explain yourself. So on what stuff you want to focus in your third book?
So on my third book, I want to focus how to change our education to get much better results, and it is possible when we use. So I will show. I prepared myself for this conversation. Can you see what is written, or it's difficult?
So we have personality, body, mind, emotions, soul, and spirit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And soul and spirit is neglected in education in all levels of education and science. Soul and spirit is neglected, but who can say there is no soul and there is no spirit? The same we can say there is no mind. What is mind? Mind is construct, as well as emotions is very difficult to explain, and but when we speak about education, so we should develop all these aspects of human being, not only mind, not only body. So body is very important, much more important, like just 2 hours per week, some gymnastic. So
body is very important to eat.
For eating, yeah. To put all the things in, all the food. Yeah.
So, and how we will do it? So do you have already some ideas or some methods with which we can realize the much specific distributions of our and other parts on which we don't focus right now?
Very good question. My answer is the old one. Improvisation is a very good tool to develop much more.
Don't be stupid, man. Just start to improvise.
Just start improvise, yeah, and everything will be okay. So with improvisation, we can achieve, we can get to the emotions. With improvisation, we can go to explore our spirit or to explore our souls as well. So of course, nobody can say, "Oh, this is your soul, this is your spirit, and this is your emotion." But everybody has the feelings about some feelings, more or less feelings, and just be aware of the feelings, and then register these feelings, and to take them in account, which is very important. And I have some next pictures. Yeah.
Oh, this is nice brain. So right. Intuition, creativity, imagination, synthesis, arts. Left side, logic, memory, structures, language, rhythm, and science.
So I told you already that until now we concentrate on the left hemisphere, but by improvisation we could. It is very and improvisation is very cheap. Actually, there are attempts to make some methods for development of creativity and for this, but it costs very much. Some methods, but improvisation is very common and not non-expensive method we can use for development of the right hemisphere of arts, intuition, and understanding of soul and spirit, and improving our emotional. And improvisation improves social skills. It means communication, collaboration between people, and that is the thing which is required now in the new business situation. So creativity, collaboration, and what's that?
So you just cannot be stupid on the modern world. So you can just be stupid and make money. You should be creative right now.
Yeah, creative.
This is just sad. You want to write a book, so, and do you want to make some meetings and conferences or master classes as well?
About the new book?
No, I mean, so for example, to because you want to explore all these big areas, the mind, the like body, the mental stuff.
Yeah,
so
okay.
and this needs also an experiments, or this needs also like the master classes to try some exercises, because it's just, of course it can be like only theoretical, but it's better when it's also have the practical part. So do you plan to do some master classes or workshops?
No, I didn't plan. Thank you for advice. So I will take this in consideration. I should figure out some experiments. So until now, I was just thinking theoretically.
No, you're doing completely right.
Somebody has to start with thinking.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. For example, when I finished the Academy of Russian Ballet, I wrote a master work, so like the kind of research, the master research, and I researched in the sphere of finding contact between different types of improvisation, between the dance improvisation and between the music improvisation. And for me was the biggest problem was the timing, because in music improvisation we can do like improvisation in 3 minutes, in 4 minutes, in 5 minutes. We can find the melody, we can start to improvise, and we can just make a climax and finish it. In the dance, in the movement departments work not like this. They can like search for the material only for 5 or 6 minutes, and then they start to trying to develop, trying new stuff, trying to combine new stuff with the material which they already have. So, and then I start to dig in the also a bit in psychological way, and I found the really nice book. I don't remember the name of this book, but the idea was about the there are one type of the dance improvisation which calls contact improvisation, and also there are different types of this improvisation, of the contact improvisation. So the basics of the contact improvisation in dance improvisation, when you dance together with someone and you start to touching his body, like for example you move around and you touch like him by your elbow, like, and by touching him by your elbow, you're giving him or her some kind of movement information, and he starts to take this information and starting to develop this. So this is kind of the contact improvisation. But also there are type of contact improvisation there don't need to have a really physical contact. So, and this is kind of the which calls like empathic improvisation. So when you're trying to feel the movement, and when you can kind of touch touch your partner, but not on the physical way. So you're given a movement, but you don't give a physical touch or the physical information, and he tries to develop this in his way. So, and that was interesting for me because in this case you can find some connection with the different disciplines, with the different types of improvisation. So, and this is completely undiscovered territory. I mean, so because we can really work with the psychologist, we can try some stuff, for example, to trick our mind to think in a certain way, and we have not a lot of researchers in this way, in specific with the combination with the improvisation and specific with the free improvisation. So that's why I think that's what you are doing with the idea which you have is really beautiful, and I think that you really need to do some experiments, and maybe also like to try maybe to ask some psychologists to take part, and maybe the dancers to take part, because this is really interesting territory. We can find some interesting solution and just to do some interesting experiments. So sorry. So Ivan told again for 20 minutes. So the podcast, he asked people to come to talk, and then he talked by himself for an hour. So I mean, so yeah. So, but again, so you want to write only theoretical work, or you want to really like to try some experiments? I don't want to push you real hard. I just want to understand your plans.
So for the moment, I'm just thinking about theoretical idea.
Okay.
What should we do? Where should we go? What should we develop? And how the world should look after 100 years or 500 years with all this. Of course, this modern approach needs ask some experiments and some references.
We need facts, man. We need facts.
Yeah, of course.
The fat facts. Okay. I think it's a good time to go to our questions side. I have to go now. Now, thank Anya for coming. So yeah, she just she heard our podcast for an hour. So thank you very much. And we have also one question. So Sandis, how is improvisation developing in Latvia?
It's a hard question because I'm busy with writing books, and I
with your 3 pages. Sorry.
With my 3 pages, for 2 years. But now I have much more. 3 pages on computer, but I have a list. I start on the paper. I need paper, the pen and pencil, but probably it will change soon because it takes a lot of time.
So you are really old school. So
old school,
not even on the typing machine.
No. Typing machine, it is even worse, I think. On the paper I put, and then is some new ideas on the.
Just for the record, this is in Latvia. Latvia, this is Europe. Can you imagine how tough is in Russia? I'm just kidding.
So many old school people.
No, so on the 4th course or 3rd course we have homework to write a research, 7-8 pages by hand, just because the teacher wants to know that you don't cheat. because you can download the stuff from Wikipedia and just print it out, and so that's why.
So you took at least an effort to write it by hand.
Yeah. So that was like it had no sense because people just download it from Wikipedia and just write it by their hands. But you still, I think, you have some connections with the improvisers in Latvia, and so is there some movement in this department?
I didn't see many movements. Actually, I can't say that it is developing. No, probably I don't know something.
So another question: which improvisation festivals are best to attend? Sandis.
I don't know. I don't know any festival, and I don't know which is the best.
The Ganover Jazz Festival.
Jazz festivals are good, yeah.
Yeah.
In Finland, I think in Finland there is a good school, and in Estonia is very good what we see, when we speak about free music improvisation. So in Finland, can you remember the name of the guy? This Finnish, Estonian.
So Estonia or Finnish?
Okay, both.
Both? No, man, sorry, I don't remember. Yeah, very informative. Thank you, Ivan.
So we can't help to give some advices.
Yeah,
but
so
Ivan, you are organizing some improv orchestras and events. So
man, this is not an event. It was kind of a course in our university. So we organize this like the people will visit it, and there will be a concert at the end of it, and they will have points for the study.
Oh.
Yeah. So because I don't have money to pay them, but but thank for the university administration, they had organized this in this way that they have points for the project. Yeah. Another question? Just a moment. I see new techniques. Okay. Where can I see new techniques of the playing at the brass instruments?
Techniques of playing brass instruments?
Yeah.
Okay, I have...
New techniques.
New techniques?
New techniques. Like with your ear.
So... Actually, there is no possibility to read. I just made this doctoral research.
Oh.
Can you see the title?
Moment.
Actually, it should be somewhere on Google.
Correlations between students' instrument playing skills and body action optimization in the learning process of trombone playing at music school.
Yeah.
Summary of doctoral thesis of Sandis Bārdiņš.
So if you can find this somewhere on internet, so you can read my advices and tips for.
But is there some PDF?
Is there what?
PDF file of this.
Video files.
PDF.
PDF.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can ask me, right? Just.
Just find Sandis on Facebook and write him directly.
Yeah, if you are interested in master classes on brass instrument playing, I'm open for.
Yeah, so he don't mind. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is really I should not forget to plug the first book, the PDF. Yeah. On the description of this video, so I remember about that, but I think it should not be so complicated. So yeah, so I will just plug the link, and you can download the first book of the Sandis, and the link of the second book, Learn to Improvise, is already there, where you can find a lot of very, very useful information to starting with. If you are a teacher or you just interested in improvisation or in free improvisation on just in any way. So yeah, this is really good start for you.
And for free.
For free. This is free, man. This is just yeah.
It's a time of giving free.
This is just grab and go.
So yeah, and about brass playing, just write me email or call me and
Yeah, just come to his house and ask him directly.
it's possible as well.
Okay, man. I think we will wrap out our conversation. So it was really interesting, and I really appreciate that you have found time in your schedule to talk with me.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Thank you for listeners.
Yeah, thank you for thank you. And I'm really sorry about the technical difficulties. About that again, I had said a lot of stupid stuff. I'm really sorry about that. But this is my
People like this.
this is my job to talk stupid stuff and ask stupid questions. So yeah. So thank you, Sandis, for coming, and I wish you best of luck and in research in your new book, and of course I wish you good health in our specific times. So, and for your family as well. So yeah, and just take care and push hard the topic of improvisation, and I will try to.
Okay.
Okay.
Improvisation is overall.
It's overall, yeah.
Over.
Das ist überall.
Überall.
Überall. So, thank you very much. See you.
Ciao. See you.